Hello people who are learning R. This is Elis now, and we start here the little series of overview videos on R and RStudio, just to orientate you. And we start in this folder, so this is just, I'm on Windows, so this is just in Windows Explorer. I'm inside a folder called Student Folder. And you basically need to do something like this as well. You're going to have to make a folder where you put all the files that you downloaded from Moodle for the assignments. So at the moment in that folder you need the assignment document. It's a .rmd document. You need, sorry, let me just organize this. So the assignment document, then there's an example RMD document, then there are 3 RDS files. .rds files, they're just data files, and then there's this demo.csv file. So all of those files you need to have inside one folder. Otherwise, your code is not going to work. So please, I know everybody has their own way of structuring folders and saving files and keeping organized. But for this assignment, you're going to have to follow my idea of organization here. So you have to create, it doesn't matter where you create that folder. I do not recommend the desktop. So don't create the folder on the desktop. Create it somewhere in your documents or wherever, somewhere else, not on the desktop. And then call it whatever you like to call it, but put all of these files inside the same folder. Okay, we're going to need that later on. Then we're going to open RStudio now, and I'm going to show you how that looks when you open it. So my RStudio, my shortcut is sitting here at the bottom, so wherever yours is, open it. So you're not opening R, you're opening RStudio that you installed. So that's what I'm doing. We'll wait for it to open. It can take a little while. And this, something like this might be what you see when you open your RStudio. So don't worry about this long list. Yours may look different. I'll explain, I'll show a few variations just now. The first thing that might look different is the color. So yours might be, everything might be white. Currently I'm in a dark mode here. I'll show you how to do that if you prefer that as well. So what you have to think of, like the first time you open any software, I guess, but RStudio as well, is it's a bit like walking into the laboratory for the first time. It is a bit overwhelming. You kind of have to understand what are the different rooms and what do you do and what's the furniture and all of those things. So opening this is a little bit like that. It's just, it might be overwhelming at the start and it might not look like any other software that you've used before. Maybe some of you have used software before that works like this, but for some of you it will be completely new. But don't worry, it works like this because it works wonderfully like this. So I'm sure that you will love it as soon as you understand what's going on. Okay, so that's what I'm going to explain to you now. Just orientate us a little bit on what is happening here. So, at the moment, we see 3 different frames. This is a frame. This is what I'm calling a frame, this whole half of the screen. And then this little bit is another frame or a panel. Let's call it panels because that's actually what RStudio calls it. Panel. So this is a panel, this is a panel, and this is a panel. And as you can see, in each of these panels you have different tabs on which you can click. So if you click on it, There they are. Do not worry, we're not even going to use all of these panels. Most of them we're not going to use at all. Okay, this is just a Files tab. This is like your Windows Explorer or whatever you use. If you're using Mac, I forget what it's called. This is where plots will show up. If you made any graphs, packages, I'll get into what that is. There's a Help tab. It's going to explain things to you, and then Viewer, don't worry about. Okay, so each panel has different tabs, and if you continue to use RStudio and you become an experienced user, you can change these. You can customize which tabs you want in which panel and where do you want the panels. So it's really an absolutely amazing piece of software to use. Let me show you just quickly the colors, the color of the theme basically. If you go into Tools, Global Options, so drop down menu, Tools, Global Options, click that. And you have a whole bunch of options. I don't recommend changing anything at all right now while you are not familiar with the software, but you can see here third from the top there's Appearance. And then there's these themes here. So yours would be some default theme, probably. Seems like this might be the default, so this might be what yours look like. I'm just showing you a little example. I like the dark theme, just better on the eye. Better on the eyes if you spend a lot of time coding, so that's what I do. So if you want a dark theme or any of the other themes, you can click it and then just say OK or apply, and then yours will change to this as well. Of course, you can leave it the way it is if you like that. But if you prefer yours to look like mine, so you don't get more confused, then this is the theme I'm using, Material. Okay. So for me, nothing changes because it was already that theme.